Hey everybody, if you're watching this, you've successfully navigated Blackboard for the very first time, so congratulations. Here's how we're going to present information to you that you can watch on your day that you don't come to class in our blended format. I enjoy making these periodically and hope that you'll get something from them. This overview is going to be about Chapter 1. Now I want you to take a look at the note to students at the bottom of this slide. I've decided that a good way to teach students how to do Modern Language Association citations, that's the MLA format required, is to start adding them into my online lectures. So for right now, you can see I've cited our textbook, the author's names, the title of the textbook, the publication city, the name of the publisher, the year it was printed, and the version that I'm citing, the print version. One of the main learning objectives of this course is to learn how to graphically organize your essay as a pre-writing exercise. So basically, we don't sit down and start writing fluently as our first step. We're always planning, trying to figure out what our theme is, trying to figure out what our main idea is. And I saw many of you were doing that as you were trying to figure out how to write your essay on the first day of class. So we kind of try to get your head around the subject, figure out how you're going to approach it. And there's been a lot of research on the fact that if we can learn how to do this graphically, then it kind of helps us organize our thoughts. So we're going to do a lot of graphic organizing right from the get-go. Now, if you look to the left, you'll see the same questions for critical reading. What we're going to do now is try to figure out which one of these questions belong in the thesis, which one we can classify as main ideas, which one we can classify as belonging to details, and which ones we can classify as part of the conclusion. So if you were brainstorming over on the left, the questions for critical reading, or if you were to answer each one of those questions and come up with your own ideas after answering these questions, you would then definitely try to classify them as belonging to the thesis, the main idea, the detail, or the conclusion. This is no different than trying to solve a picture puzzle. When we're brainstorming to solve a picture puzzle, we pretty much do the same thing. We would look at all the pieces and first look for all the pieces that have a straight edge, because we're going to classify them as the pieces that we assume fit together to form the border. So we do the same thing with information. We look at all these little bits of information and we try to classify them, which ones we think would most likely fall into the thesis category, which ones we can use to create our main ideas, and which ones we can then use to detail our ideas, our thoughts, and make more of a conclusion. So we're always classifying bits of information, which is exactly what I did for you here. If you see, I've taken all of the 15 or so critical questions and put them into what I thought were the thesis category, the main idea category, the detail category, which is pretty open, and the conclusion category. So that's what you always want to be doing, is filtering and classifying information in a system, a graphic system that we're working here, as to how you're going to use the information from highest importance to lowest importance. I would think the thesis and the conclusion are most important. The details will support the conclusion, and of course your main ideas as well. So we're going to be doing a lot of this on every essay that we read. Now, a term that you're going to hear over and over again in your college career and beyond is information literacy. This is a very important skill for college students to develop early on in your college career. So we're going to start right away in helping you understand what it is and how you can develop your skill set in being very good researchers, because that's exactly what it means to be professional, is to know where the best information is and how to access it. So I call it, jokingly, pilfer, because you're never supposed to pilfer anything. You're supposed to read it and absorb it and know where to find good information, but I joke around. I've been known to tell a joke here now and again. This is called pilfer, purposeful information literacy for education research, because if you look at the two white boxes, the top box on the right, the title of the peer-reviewed journal article on this topic of use of graphic organizers, that's exactly just what it says. It's just the title of an article that I found. And underneath is a sample of a summary of a journal article with in-text citation. An in-text citation is when you're actually telling me what article you read and where you found the fact that you're actually citing. You're citing the study, One Early Study. Now there's where you put the author's name and the page number. Actually, this was right on page 1 of that article. And in your own words, cite that One Early Study shows that while graphic organizers improve student planning, etc., etc., etc. So in our pursuit of information literacy, now I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but this is the picture of the article that I downloaded actually directly from an information database. And what we're going to learn how to do is to identify the key parts of that. And the first thing that we want to do after the title is understand where the abstract is. For most of the good articles, the professional journal articles online have abstracts, and we want to be able to write an abstract and know how to understand an abstract and get good information from an abstract. And at the bottom, in the works cited section of your papers, you'll see exactly how a cited article is supposed to be included in your paper.